everybody, and welcome to Technically Correct. I'm your host, Nicole. We are Geeks Who Drink, and here's how this whole thing works. In the first round, our director, AJ, will give us some questions from the Geeks Who Drink archives. We panelists will have 2 minutes to debate and then finally choose an answer for the group. At the end of the 2 minutes, we'll decide on our final answer, and AJ will tell us if we're right. That's how it goes. If you're watching this live, we're watching the chat. Please chime in if you have anything witty or interesting to say about the question, but whatever you do, don't shout out the answers. We would like to be wrong all by ourselves. Before we get started, let's meet our panel. From Chicago, it's the kid we like to kid, Naaim.
Hey, don't spoil the Spider-Man trailer for me. Thanks.
I didn't see it, so it doesn't matter. From North Carolina, it's our theme quiz queen, Lea.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
According to some sources, but not all, apparently. So,
happy alleged teddy bear day.
Alleged teddy bear day.
And from the deep, dark Pacific Northwest, it's our tech prince, Pio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to just another vehicle for my mother to observe me.
We'd like you to know that Pio keeps the lights on for us, so your mom should be very proud.
Yeah. All
Thanks
of this is because of me, which means it's all because of her.
All right. That's our weekly shout out to Pio's mom. Let's get it started.
Leah, I had to be the artist last week. I was drawing Simpsons characters. It was a whole thing.
Honestly, he did a pretty good Bart and Homer. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have been no good at drawing Simpsons characters, so
AJ, give us something to draw.
Sure, our first question of the evening. I want to thank the writers, all 20 of them, said Halle Berry, accepting her Razzie for what film?
Sure.
Well, I guess let's just list all of Halle Berry's films, right?
Yeah,
Let's start at the beginning. Swordfish, and I think that was it, right?
Baps?
Baps, wow.
she had Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball.
But she won an Oscar
It would
for
not
that.
have. Yeah. Well. Some people have won a Razzie and an Oscar in the same year. I'm not sure if they've ever won it for the
For
same
the same
movie.
film?
But I think like Sandra Bullock has won a Razzie and an Oscar in the same year, if I'm not mistaken.
For like Speed
Different movies
and not Speed.
Possibly Speed and not Speed. Yeah, maybe Miss Congeniality or something. I don't remember.
I've won plenty of awards on Speed, that's for sure.
I think it was probably the Blind Side year would probably be the
possibly.
Was he in the what about in The Proposal? Was that the same year? That would make sense.
Could Halle Berry have gotten a Razzie for having a sex scene with Billy Bob Thornton? Is that possible? Is that she won the Oscar
given her
for
a medal.
Could
that
you
sounds
also
like a
win
Razzie
Razzie
category.
Yeah, it could be both. It could be both.
The category being sex with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
She wins every year. She's the winner.
I can't think of any of
in
the
fact,
bad movies.
We were talking about Reddit just before this, and I once saw a Reddit post. I think it was in Mildly Interesting, as P.O. sips from his invisible beer. I think it was in Mildly Interesting that somebody ordered a bookmark, and the bookmark came in a DVD case of this movie because it was just cheaper for them to ship it that way.
I think the heat that this movie gets is undeserved. I think you know
bad.
what? It's okay.
I don't know what the movie is, guys.
How could it's right in your wheelhouse. Comic book shit.
Is it Catwoman?
Movies.
Well, yeah, I think we all
so.
have
I think it's Catwoman, right?
cats,
It's
and
Catwoman.
therefore
Yeah,
it's in everybody's wheelhouse for cats.
Yeah.
That's fair.
My first thought was Catwoman, then I was like, I don't know, but I got back to it. So
Like, did anyone see Gothica? Just a random Halle Berry film.
I could never remember Gothica versus Gattaca. One of them I had to watch in high school.
Gattaca. It would be
I
Gattaca.
assume that would be Gattaca. It's kind of like Brave New World a little, right?
Yeah, eugenics, I guess.
Which is
Something like that.
also not Battlestar Galactica.
No, that's
These
different.
are all different.
All different.
AJ, is it Catwoman?
No, it's actually Swordfish. Yeah, it's Catwoman.
No.
Don't play us like that.
Yeah.
Our producer tells us in the chat that it was All About Steve that Sandra Bullock won the Razzie for, and The Blind Side was the Oscars
I don't even know what that movie is.
for being
All About
a
Steve?
white savior. All About Steve was Hari Kondabolu's film debut.
Really?
Oh.
He talks about it in his stand-up.
Huh. Okay.
Is it like All About Eve, but like gender swapped?
I don't know, probably.
Not that I know
Bradley
what that's
Cooper
about
in
either.
Crosswords is what we're being told. That's not super informative, but maybe watch it or maybe
Does
don't.
he play a raccoon in that one?
I have seen
raccoon
It might have been
does
better if he played a raccoon.
crosswords. I'd actually watch that.
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
Strangely, I have seen Hari Kondabolu's act in 2 different countries, and I'm in the audience of his Netflix special as like literally almost the only white guy.
I think
And
he
I
talks
feel-
about it in that special.
The only white guy. It's the only white guy.
I've seen that special. I'll watch that again. I'll see if I can pick you out of the crowd.
Pio, you're so famous.
I know,
I
right?
didn't even know.
And it's all because of my mom.
Aw.
Did she buy you
I'm
the
sorry.
tickets or?
Oh.
She gave birth to this head. That's the thing.
Oh, whoa, that's even worse.
Before it gets weirder for Pio's mom, AJ, can we have another question?
I do, but unfortunately, I don't think it allows Pio an opportunity to talk about himself. As thanks for sheltering a princess during World War II, what nation sends Canada 20,000 tulips each year?
I don't know why this is like I can't talk about myself. What? It's about World War II. Here we go.
What's your connection to Canada?
I was
As
in
we
the
know,
Netherlands.
Pio is an eldritch being and actually fought in World War II.
Yeah.
So
Just randomly too. It wasn't like for one side or the other. It's just whoever I came across. Just fisticuffs.
Yesterday,
I mean, you got those
found
Wolverine
out-
sideburns.
Yeah. Didn't matter who.
I found
Yeah.
out that World War II happened in the Cars universe, which means that there must have been a Hitler car. Somebody pieced it back together, but apparently,
Oh, I think
there
I
was
saw that. Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
World War
I
II
remember
in
this. I
Cars.
remember this theory.
Yeah, and it came from. It was posted on a thread that was about if there's an Asian American Sesame Street character, was there slavery in the Sesame Street universe? Was there colonialism? Like, how did we get racial diversity in Sesame Street?
Well, I don't feel like Sesame Street is an alternate dimension.
No, it exists.
But
You just need to find the right person who can tell you how to get there. And
Yeah.
you'll get there.
We do also know the Count. One of my friends who watches, hi Philip, did send me confirmation that the Count is Jewish because there's a picture or there's scenes of a young Count wearing a kippah. So
Interesting.
they have
well, he might have
heritages.
just been being friendly at a bar mitzvah, just trying to fit in. We don't know. We don't know.
He's also Eastern European, so like
Yeah, I mean,
that's kind of
probably
a flex,
Jewish.
I guess. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I
Well,
learned.
This guy, this started World War II, and now we got to the Count being Jewish. This is a bit awkward.
Yeah, honestly, it took me a second to remember that the question wasn't about Ted Cruz and Big Bird. Like,
All right, we all know where tulips come from, right?
Yes,
The ground.
That place where they were once used as currency. Is it that place?
it is probably that place.
Leo, what's that place?
That place is the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
The
Any
Netherlands.
objections, gentlemen?
no
To
objection.
the Dutch, never.
All right, we're down with the Dutch. AJ, is it the
We're
Netherlands?
going Dutch. No. All right.
It is, in fact, the Netherlands.
Down with the Dutch sounds like a euphemism for something. I don't know what.
Or something, yeah.
It's
Don't
like,
think
down-
too hard.
Yo,
Down with the
Naaim,
Dutch is my favorite Papa Roach
Yeah.
song.
Naaim, you down with the Dutch? Are you down with the Dutch?
Oh,
I feel like
I'm
it's
never
still
gonna
dirty.
do that. I'm never
a
gonna do that again.
mashup of Down with the Sickness past the Dutchy. Down with the
Is the-
Dutch.
Is the response, yeah, you know me?
Whoa, who brought OPP into this? All right,
It
it's
was
getting
just
weird.
waiting to bring itself in, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
still for the wrong time for OPP, I guess. AJ, what is our third question?
Our third question tonight. In a 2019 thank you to Tim Cook, Donald Trump accidentally called him Tim what?
remember this. I think I remember this question from Live Quiz. I think I remember reading this question. I do like
to change the way that AJ pronounced that man's name to the official pronunciation of his name.
Yeah, the next time he's in a quiz, I'm just going to use that in the little pronunciation guide. Those who don't know, I write the pronunciation guides for the quiz. So if anything is wrong, complain to me. But if anything's right, thank me. Or not.
I will
don't
say
care.
that I love how
I don't
you
need that
sometimes,
kind of validation, but
I will say that I
ahead.
love how you sometimes pick and choose what words you give us pronunciation guides for.
Yeah, I definitely I've definitely noticed that as well.
So I only picked it up full time in the past couple of months. So if it was before that, then I can't.
All I'm saying is I don't need a
somebody else
pronunciation
might
guide
have
for
different criteria, but
I don't need a pronunciation guide for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know why anybody else would.
Sounds like a personal problem.
But sometimes the main criterion I use to decide to include one is how embarrassed will people be if they get this wrong.
You have to also ask yourself
So-
the question: do you care if they feel that way?
Who do I
Fair
complain
enough.
to about how much French comes up in quizzes and screws me over?
Right.
The Normans, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But anyway, yeah, that's going to be the official pronunciation for our previous president's name now.
For the
Yeah.
previous guy.
Yeah.
So I do know the answer, but if I didn't know the answer, it's very easy to reason because of the type of mistake that president was known for making. Which
Yeah, well,
is like,
he called him Tim, and then the thing that you eat whole through to the core.
no,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not how
what,
you eat
that's what I was
that.
going to bring up. I hope in the last 2 weeks you have eaten the answer an apple the whole way. That's at
Whole
one
way
point.
to the
You
whole
guys are not
apple.
going to peer pressure me into joining your Apple cult.
Just you're wasting so much apple.
There's
Nicole.
so much apple to be eaten.
There's so much apple. You're right.
There's not a shortage.
Yeah,
How much
what
is
was Tim-
big? How much
Yet.
is Big Apple paying you to do this every week, Pio?
Tim Apple has written me a check.
Well, logically, the Big Apple is paying whoever is not eating the whole thing
That's
because
true.
we have to eat more apple in
So
order
how
to
much are
eat as
you
much
getting paid
apple.
by Big Apple, Nicole, by
Yeah,
slicing
Nicole.
your
Dare
apple?
you question integrity?
You even
Technically-
had a core? I mean, come on. That's
That's
like an
true.
apple accessory.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I went to apple picking place in Orchard, and sometimes I just took a bite and then I threw the rest on the ground.
Oh, you are a mercenary for Big Apple.
Do you compost those apples?
They compost themselves. I don't know. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to live on the edge.
Technically correct. Sponsored by Florida Oranges.
And tulips. Is it Tim Apple, AJ?
It is Tim Apple.
Nice.
Tim Apple.
Tim, how about them Tim Apples?
How
I
do
tried
you
it.
like them, Tim Apples?
Yeah. Are them Tim Apples down with the Dutch?
Yeah, you know me.
Ooh. All right, so we had Catwoman, and then tulips, apples. Where are we going
Netherlands.
next? AJ, where can we go next?
Your next question. When you say kamshamnida for your bibimbap, you're giving thanks in what East Asian language?
Speaking of pronunciation guides,
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah, no, and I looked that up and then found myself just mangling it as I read it.
You know, that happens every time. Like I without fail have looked something up and then forgotten by the time I needed to know it.
Yeah, if
Every single time.
only there was a linguist in this, maybe in the chat somewhere. Is anyone in the chat an
Is there a linguist
award-winning
in the house?
linguist doctorate of some sort with a podcast and
Ah,
a bike?
where could we find such a
And
person?
a bike.
2 bikes.
2 bikes.
Linguist delivery.
You don't need a linguist because you have eaten bibimbap, probably.
Actually, I haven't. Strangely enough,
I don't think I have.
haven't. I'm more of a fan of I don't know, I won't pronounce it correct. Teok, Tteok, the rice cakes. In Korean cuisine, they're awesome. Even plain, add them to a soup. It's great. But actually,
you know what kind of restaurant you would get a bibimbap in. That's what
didn't
you
I just
told
say
me.
it? I just said it, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Worked it casually right into conversation.
Yeah, right in there.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
The trick is I'm the linguist. No, I'm not.
Or the Korean food connoisseur for some reason, because you had to I was like, oh, bibimbap, so tasty. And you were like, I've never eaten that. I eat the more exotic thing when I go to Korean restaurants.
No, it's a lot more simple, but they're good.
Oh, tasty. There's a atrocious Korean barbecue downstairs from my office at the University of Pennsylvania.
Where you are a professor of linguistics.
Where I'm a professor of linguistics. But not one who enjoys Korean food that I can walk to from my office because it's not good. Sorry.
Put them on blast. What's it called?
I don't even remember.
Probably for the best.
I just know not to go.
Geeks Who Drink, technically correct, not sponsored by that place.
Sorry, Korean place on Walnut.
Ooh.
All right, Pio, you can do the honors. What's the answer?
I'm gonna go with Korean.
Korean.
It is Korean, which I have horribly mangled.
Korean, I think it was okay. Kamashamida? I just ruined it.
Yes.
So that's basically thanks. That's a lot of syllables for thanks, but all right.
Well, sometimes we say
Well,
thanks
they
in
mean
those
it,
with a lot of
unlike
syllables.
us.
Yeah, they mean it.
Yeah, thank you very much is a lot of syllables.
Sure.
All right.
Is it like literally thanks, or is it more like itadakimasu in Japanese? Like, like the specific thank you for the food. Did my weeb just show a little too much, or?
No, I don't know. We should
That ended
find
with
out.
a B and not a D as in Delta, right?
No, a B. Yes, I also don't watch a lot of anime. I just did watch a lot of Japanese Power Rangers when I was 18.
So you did ask if your weed showed in
Weeb,
that?
weeb.
Oh, weeb.
Like weeaboo.
Oh, okay. I thought you were implying that being high helps you speak Japanese.
Speak Japanese, yeah.
Well, circling
Okay,
back
because-
to the Reddit conversation, certain people think that it does.
Well, I can.
Well,
I can
when they're under the influence.
Well, I can assert that Candace Cameron speaks Spanish better when she's drunk.
Sure.
Did you talk to Candace Cameron in Spanish?
I went to high school with her, and we were on a trip to Spain, and she was very, very shy about exercising her Spanish, except for when we were drinking. Notably, the drinking age in Spain is 16. So
there was an
we
episode.
weren't actually 16 but
The drinking age.
Not only the
Spain was
drinking age of
16.
16.
but
Anyway,
we're way
we were
past
14.
16 now.
There was an episode of the TV show Happy Endings where one of the characters could just speak fluent Italian when drunk, but not when she couldn't speak a lick of it while sober.
So,
Good episode. Good show.
I hate to interject with facts, but most of the research shows that people do a little better in their second language after one or two drinks, but then they decline immensely. So
You gotta find that
because-
sweet spot.
Yeah.
yeah, you're trying to go for lowered inhibitions, but not loss of motor control.
I assert that that's true for nearly anything. You're a few drinks, you're slightly better at almost everything.
That's the
Then
plot
after
of the
that-
film Another Round.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, which you might
Finding the
enjoy.
sweet spot. Yeah.
It won Best Foreign Film last year. See, I watch movies.
Nice.
They were trying to maintain themselves at a 0.05 blood alcohol level, but it turns out that's hard. No spoilers. All right, AJ. I think we got one more and technically correct.
We do. Our final question of the round. Sean, Ricky, and Pete got kiss-offs from Ariana Grande in what 2018 self-empowerment anthem?
Right. So she thought she'd end up with Sean, but it wasn't a match.
Was it a match? Wrote some songs about Ricky.
Now she listens and laughs.
Even almost got married.
And to Pete, she's so grateful.
I don't remember what comes after that.
She wishes she could say thank you to Malcolm because he was an
Oh, because he
That
was an
trade-off
angel.
was so fun, though.
angel.
I could watch that all day.
Aw. We'll just start quoting Ariana Grande.
One
whenever
taught her
there's a
love
film.
and one taught her patience, etc. and whatnot.
If you asked me to name a single Ariana Grande song at all, I would fail. So I wasn't even aware that was what was happening right there. It was just like, oh no, they're having a little chat. I guess we'll get to the question in a few minutes.
I distinctly remember the first time I saw this video because I was in LA and I knew that Ariana Grande had come out with a new song, but I guess I had seen it on Twitter or heard it, but I had not seen the video. And the girl next to me was in the nail salon. She watched the video. I was like, oh, she's watching a video. And then she called her friend in the nail salon and was like, bitch, you seen this new Ariana Grande? And I was like, no, but apparently I need to see it too.
It's a
But I
good
did.
video. It's not like
And it was
like,
fire.
It's not a
It is a good
life-changing
video.
video. It's a good video.
It was good.
Is it true that like she likes to be carried everywhere? That's the only thing I know about Ariana Grande.
I mean,
she likes
she
to
is
be-
very small. I
like, she
would
likes
maybe
to
her
be-
bones are just so brittle that
No,
she
that
needs
she
to
likes
be
to be
carried.
carried like a baby, like by people. Is that a thing? Is that
There are
real?
some photos
What does
of her.
Reddit say?
That's not a
Yeah.
thing that I have heard, but
Okay.
again, she's like 4'11". Like I could buy it.
Yeah. I mean, my grandmother was, but she didn't want to be carried around,
Well, sure.
despite all the times I tried.
And Pete Davidson is like 6'1", so like, or 6'2".
It's true.
I don't know.
She's not a big lady. Also, Pio, I have homework for you. After this, you do need to go watch video for this song. But also, wait, I should ask Naaim before I reveal. What is your top Ariana Grande song?
Oh, that's a good question. She's one where like I know the songs, but they never like show up in my head. If I like play a bunch of them, I'll be like, oh right, what's the one with her and Nicki Minaj and Jessie J?
Bang Bang?
Bang Bang. I like Bang Bang.
That's a good one.
I don't think that's her, right? That's Nicki's song or
It's
Jessie's
kind of all
song.
of them.
Kind of all of them. I'll go with that. I'll go with Bang.
That's a good one. No Tears Left to Cry. That is definitely the one you should go watch. It's the song
Is
that she
the
wrote
answer?
as a tribute. No, this is just my tip for you. It's the song that she wrote as a tribute to her fans who were killed in that bombing. Remember when that happened at her show
Yes.
in England? So like she could have written something really cheesy and schlocky and like not heartfelt, but like this is a very good tribute to the people that suffered. And also she was a child when that happened. It was very
Yeah.
traumatizing for her.
Yeah.
You're laying this on really thick that you think I would be too guilty to say, well, if you're gonna give me a homework assignment, you better eat that fucking apple. I said it anyway.
Anyway, the video you should watch first that I'm not guilting you into is the answer, which is thank you next.
Correct.
The
It
letter
is
U.
thank you next.
Yes.
Letter U, but comma. Like the grammar's all perfect except the letter U. I don't know.
Creative spelling.
Which, phones will autocorrect if you want them to. So I'm not really getting the laziness these days. I know I'm an old fart.
It's for style.
I am.
No,
earning
I
my
get it for
old
style.
fart
This
points.
is one where like for me, like I get the style of good for you, which is all lowercase and the for and the U, but this is like properly capitalized and with the comma. It just confuses me. I don't have a problem with it. It just like it always rubs up on me in a weird way.
And if she
You
gets
know who writes
carried
like that?
everywhere, she has the energy to write YOU. Am I right?
Prince.
I don't know.
Prince would write that title.
Nothing compares
Prince
to
would
you,
write
yeah.
that title. I was about to say that unless you are Prince, you're not original. You're not
Well,
being
it's
original
not her
when you
fault.
do
She
that.
was born in like 1992.
I know.
I think 93. I think we're on the same age as Ariana Grande.
So
Yeah.
my criticism isn't specifically for Ariana Grande so much as for the phenomenon, because again, I'm an old fart. So
I used to have a problem with the phenomenon, and then I just like language changes, right, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm a language like anarchist. I'm chaotic good.
Yeah. I also used to hate emojis, but like now emojis are just part of written language. That's just life.
Yeah.
I didn't hate emojis. I was just like, you don't use so many emojis. But now it's
Our
like,
producer
whatever.
has confirmed that Ariana Grande was born June 26, 1993. Good
She's
job,
4 months and 4 days younger than me.
Prince.
She's no prince.
She is no prince, but she's great. She's
Yeah.
she's like princess.
Oh, and we're back to the question
Aw.
about the Dutch and the tulips. Just in time for our first break. See you back in a few.
Got to add her to that mashup.
Welcome back to Technically Correct, and specifically to our second round, Technically Incorrect. First, though, remember that you can check out Geeks Who Drink pub quizzes in bars across America just about every night and get a quick hit of trivia on YouTube every weekday around lunchtime. Make sure you subscribe to this channel before you go so you don't miss anything. We also have a whole quiz on Twitch every Monday night, and you can even book us, that's right, us, right here, all of us, to do a private quiz virtually or in person. For details on that stuff, bookmark geekswhodrink.com. Follow us on the socials. You know what to do. Now it's time for Technically Incorrect. In this round, the panel will still have 2 minutes to answer each question, but there's no more teamwork. It's everyone in it for themselves. That means we'll be actively trying to psych each other out, and you should be too. Put your most plausible wrong answers in the chat, and we'll throw them into the mix. At the end of the timer, we'll all write down our answers to show them to see who's right, by which I mean we panelists will. You don't have to do that at home. if you don't have your whiteboard handy. AJ, start us off.
Our first question for technically incorrect. My Sister Thanks You, and I Thank You, is a greatest hits album by what aughts rock band?
Well, if it's about sisters, it's about family. I'm thinking Arcade Fire here, because I'm sure at least some of the people in that huge band are related, and we're talking aughts, right?
There was I remember when Arcade Fire won the Grammy for it's called
Something.
like Camp Neighborhoods, something like that. Suburbs, the suburbs,
The suburbs, yeah.
the suburbs.
Camps, neighborhoods.
Well,
Camp is a Childish Gambino album, and Neighborhoods the Blink-182 album, and then
but in the suburbs there are songs labeled neighborhood 1 through 4.
okay. So anyway, when they won the Grammy, a lot of people were very mad on Twitter, including Dog the Bounty Hunter, who thought Justin Bieber should have won.
Was that the year everyone was like, who is the Arcade Fire?
Who the hell is Arcade Fire, and why did they win Grammy? Yeah, there was I vividly remember there's a song by this guy Jonathan Mann who writes a song every single day and has done so for like 15 years now. You can find him on YouTube, but his song was called "Who the Hell is Arcade Fire, and why did they win a Grammy?" Anyway.
Yeah.
So Dog the Bounty Hunter's Kanye moment was making fun of Arcade Fire on the internet.
I think it's actually Esperanza Spalding. I think Esperanza Spalding won Best New Artist, and I thought it should have been Bieber. But
oh, well, she's very good.
She is. Esperanza Spalding, who the bleep? The Grammys have something against famous people. I think that was the Dog the Bounty Hunter tweet, actually. I don't remember for sure.
That's cute.
So this is a very specific reference that I don't think anybody's gonna get, but check it out.
One time, 2 different consecutive weeks, I went out with 2 different dudes who told me that they would love to date Esperanza Spalding. So apparently people I date know who she is.
I know this kind of goes against the theme of this round, but I will let you know Arcade Fire and Esperanza Spalding are not the correct answers. So don't write them down. Yeah, don't write them down. Okay.
Unless he's trying to psych us out.
He could be. I mean, that's an underused strategy around here. We'd probably all get screwed over by that.
To change it up.
All right, show them.
Oh, that makes sense. I couldn't think of them. Yeah.
You two, really?
Honestly,
it didn't
The
have to be
White
somebody in a
Stripes.
band with their sister. It could just have been someone with a sister. So
also, I went through my whole thing and hadn't written anything, and U2 is a very quick to write.
there you go.
He did the best he could with the moments that he had.
Yeah.
It's like
Also, they're wordy and stuff. Like, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and they're probably a bit more of a 90s band, but like, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Also, like, aren't Meg and Jack White married? And they're not anymore, but they were. Right, they were married, but they pretended to be brother and sister. It was a whole weird thing. I know this.
It was a whole weird thing.
Yeah.
I know
still
all of
wasn't
this.
clear.
That's like no need to even define it. It was we'll just call it whole weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had a moment back then in the aughts. AJ, can you bring us into this decade?
Nope, can't do that. Since the 90s, what media mogul has nagged us to write 5 things a day in our gratitude journals?
Ew. Who would bother us to do this?
It totally sounds like something Oprah would do. But I'm not like, if Oprah told us to do it, we'd have to do it, I think, right?
Well, the question is, who benefits from selling all these gratitude journals? Because
Big
there's-
paper.
I'm sure
journal.
Rupert Murdoch owns a paper company.
What kind of gratitudes would he write in his journal, though?
Thanks for my piles of money.
Piles of money, democracy. I'm not going to do an Australian accent. Democracy crumbling.
I'm sure
The show Succession.
Yeah. There was, again, I think I saw this in like an interview or something, but I think it was with Matthew McFadden, where like somebody like a artist or artist Asian or something like that was talking to him. Is like, yeah, you know, you gotta, like, my wife loves the show, but she wants to go easy on the daughter character because his wife was Rupert Murdoch's daughter. It's like, oh, cool, yeah. So like, they know, they watch the show, and I think they pretty much know.
The problem with Succession is that I did want to watch it, and now it's become so like saturated in my cultural universe that I have now made it part of my identity that I don't watch it, and now I can't watch it.
I feel the same way about Rick and Morty.
How it always goes.
Also because Rick and Morty fans are largely the worst. Not all Rick and Morty fans, but like as a whole.
Someone told my boyfriend this last week, and he had never heard about the fans. And then we had to explain the sauce and stuff.
Right. Like I know people who like watched Rick and Morty, and I told them, oh, Rick and Morty fans are the worst. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, no. It's like, yeah, sorry. You can still like the show, though. If you want to like the show, like the show.
I mean, not you.
You're not the worst, but just like, you know, as a whole, like Star Wars fans are the worst, but I still like Star Wars.
Yeah. I think I read an article on like Bustle or something that was like, stop going out with men who are going to force you to watch Rick and Morty.
I will say, dude. I don't blame you for not wanting to watch Succession because of the saturation, but it is a good show.
I'm sure.
Everybody I know who's like, I didn't want to watch Succession because of blah, 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 then watched it and like, I wish I watched it earlier.
Oh. All right. Put them up.
Who else could it be?
We're wrong
Seriously.
together.
Yeah.
It is.
I wasn't going to come up with it
Oprah
till Pio said it. So
Yeah, I did not think that was the answer, but then I was like, but it's no, wait,
But
I have
who
no
else
idea.
could it even be?
I don't
you're like,
even
oh,
know.
that makes the most sense. Yeah.
It's not a bad practice. I tried at the beginning of the pandemic. I don't believe in paper, but I tried it on an app, and it was kind of nice.
There
I
are worse
believe
ways
in
to spend
whiteboards,
2
too.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, if you got time for whatever else you're doing on your phone, you got time for a couple affirmations and stuff. Why not? Our
It's
producer
my
tells
Candy
me-
Crush time.
Oh, your Candy Crush time. What is Candy Crush doing for you? Is it increasing your happiness?
I don't know. It's a
Long
great
term?
question. Probably not.
It could be
Probably
lowering your blood
decreasing it
pressure,
long term.
though.
Does it
Oh,
bring
really?
you joy?
Unless it's raising your blood pressure. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's doing one or the other. I'm sure of it.
Well, if Candy Crush ever gets too stressful, just get yourself an gratitude journal app. Switch over to that.
Rush to wordscapes.
Now, I wonder if there could be an app that combines gratitude journaling with Candy Crush or similar games. Like
You know what?
you're
Now that you've said it, I'm sure that they're going to make
someone's
one.
gonna. Well, if they
There's so many Candy Crush. It's going to be Candy Crush Gratitude Saga.
there you go.
You better go ahead and trademark that.
Yeah, you just made a
Somebody's already
billionaire
designing
out of one of the people in chat, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Tinvec's gonna be like, I'm out of here.
You're welcome.
Gotta code this.
All right, let's get another question in here.
What beloved kidlit character was found with the note, "Please look after this bear. Thank you"?
Oh.
Who would do that
I
on
mean,
Teddy Bear Day?
I know. No.
now Harry Potter
Allegedly.
Yeah, Harry Potter's not a bear. He's more of a twink, so I can't imagine that this note would have been left with him as a baby.
Probably not so much.
Tell that to the horse and Equus.
Hey-o.
Hey.
Hey.
Do we know?
Just some cutting 2011 Broadway
Right.
humor here.
Yeah.
Well, so we've been seeing all of these origin stories coming out in movies the past couple of years. It's the whole new big thing. So maybe next year we'll find out that someplace in A.A. Milne's archives was the origin of how Christopher Robin found Pooh.
You know,
I
there
don't
was
know.
Wonder.
there
Where
was
did
a
he even
live
come
action
from?
Christopher Robin movie that came out
There
a couple years
was,
ago with
But
Ewan
that
McGregor.
that took
Sequel.
place when he
Yeah.
was older.
Yeah, that was Ewan McGregor as adult Christopher Robin. Yeah,
Exactly. This is the opposite.
yeah.
Was Pooh in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
More
Was it worth
importantly,
I
I
did
thought
it
it was
end,
cute.
I didn't see it, but I was working at the theater at the time, and I did have to kick two very rowdy guests out who cursed me out in the middle of a children's movie that I then had to rewind about 5 minutes for the people in the audience. I was like, do you guys want me to rewind the movie a little bit? And they were like, yes, please. Okay,
Just
great.
pretend like that didn't happen.
Sorry about all of that. And then we had to call the cops because they wouldn't leave.
How many times do I have to apologize for that day, Naaim? I'm sorry. We thought it would be hilarious to do mushrooms and then go see the Christopher Robin movie. And it was hilarious for us.
You just went a little too hard in the paint.
Yeah, we did our best.
Or it might be Ted.
Beloved kidlet character.
Ted.
Seth
Exactly.
MacFarlane's Ted.
All right.
Exactly.
Put him up, guys.
Paddington all around. Everybody gets a point this turn.
I'd like to let you all know about something that I'm not getting any like sponsorship money for, but there is a Twitter account where someone photoshops a picture of Paddington into a movie every single day, like the movie that they're not supposed to be in. So Paddington's hanging out in the back of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Avatar. It's pretty fun. You know,
I have seen that one pop up every now and then.
If you don't do Reddit, like Nicole and I don't do Reddit, you can do that.
No, I do Reddit.
Oh wait,
No,
no, Lea doesn't do Reddit.
Oh, I have an account which I got so that I could help spread Geeks Who Drink stuff on social media, and for a while I followed the tea threads. That was pretty much it.
No, I think it's our producer and AJ who don't do Reddit.
Okay.
And editing threads. Yeah. Which I know I'm not using the jargon. I'm an old school message board person. You know, forums which have threads.
EBS.
I know Reddit has something else.
Reddit has threads.
Okay.
All the threads are in the comments. It's a post and then comment threads.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take notes.
There you
so
go.
that I can sound less square next time. I'm never going to sound less square though. That's just not going to
I also was on forums. I just was a child when I was doing that. I was on. Hey, shout out to the Dragon Ball Z live action movie forum. That was my first forum in 2003. Made a lot of friends there. I still talk to them to this day.
Stop.
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 I had a comment about Paddington, which I don't know anything about kid lit or animation or films, as we've established, but I did major in Spanish. And guess where Paddington's from?
Peru.
That's the only reason I know anything about that bear.
Where they speak Quechua, right?
He could. We
Why
don't know where
not?
his people are from. Like, well, maybe they speak Quechua.
Deepest, darkest Peru. That's correct.
That was a little bit like not the greatest description for Peru, but like, okay, fine. Okay. AJ, can we have another question?
Our penultimate question for this round. Thank you for your support, said old-timers Frank and Ed in some old ads for what wine coolers?
Wine coolers. Okay, do we have to explain to Naaim what wine coolers are?
Yes, please do.
I wasn't cool in high school, so I didn't drink them. So someone else is going to have to.
Is that like the old person's version of White Claw?
Nailed it in one.
Sort of.
Yes.
That never made that connection before, but yeah.
It's a little bit
I also
more
never
like,
made that connection before.
like
yeah.
Mike's Hard. Because it's like juicier.
I have
Kind
heard
of.
of wine coolers, but I don't drink, so I never really like learned what a wine cooler actually was. Like, oh, that's a thing I've heard about in TV shows.
Do you know how there's some like board game, like if you're really into board games and you have friends who aren't into board games, there's some board games that like you would introduce them to and get them interested in board games so they'll want to play better and bigger board games.
Sure.
That's what wine coolers are.
So wine coolers are the Catan of alcohol.
Yeah, to alcoholism. It's true.
Sure. To alcoholism. Oh, we went all the way.
I don't know if you guys realized that there was a theme, but the theme has just hit me over the head.
Well, let us know.
Thank you. Next. My sister and I want to thank you. Thank you for your support, said old timers.
Oh.
Is the whole quiz an Ariana Grande reference? Because
Is the next question going to be Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto?
yeah.
Look.
Well, it could be. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the theme is in the questions, not the answers this time. Clever.
Yeah, saw them. Okay, I actually am not old enough to know any brands of wine coolers either, except for like, does Zima count?
I don't think Zima's a wine.
Yes, you got
is
it.
I don't
That's it.
It's
You're
funny,
right,
right?
yeah.
Right as you said Zima, I was about to write Zima, and I was like, that's not right.
Yeah, everyone write it down because that's correct.
Sure.
Is this
What
is this
if
where
he's-
is this where old Leah and I as old people are gonna pull ahead?
Thanks,
Maybe.
Tinbeck.
Yeah, looks like
looks like
it took me a bit to remember this, but yeah.
I do know Sofia Coppola has a wine, not a wine cooler, but you know.
I think only Pio should walk away with the point for spelling James correctly.
Got the
Oh,
Y.
did I-
His
don't
answer.
do that.
Why?
You didn't put-
Oh,
you-
does it
no,
have a
you
You
Y
didn't
in
put the
it?
Y in.
It's
Oh.
fine. I do not want Leah and I in because since we're so close to death compared to everyone else, we deserve both deserve the point.
Yeah, too many wine coolers, you know.
Too much. It's
I
not the alcohol. It's
regret
the
all that-
sugar. It's the
regret
sugar
all that
that'll hurt you, not the
hard
alcohol.
boozing I did when I was 17
So in
In
the
Spain?
chat, the homie
With Candace Cameron?
with
says
Candace Cameron in Spain.
Tinbeck says that Zima is a malt beverage. And by the way, you know what else is a malt beverage? Fucking White Claw. So wine
Zima
coolers
is
are
White Claw.
different.
But he also said it's basically a white or rosé wine mixed with some sort of flavored seltzer. And you know what else is a seltzer?
White Claw. So
If I
like
rec-
this.
If I
we
recall, you can
got there. We're there.
There's
We're
still
there.
places you can buy Zima. Like it's still being produced. You can get
Is it? I think it was still being produced, and then it stopped being produced again. But maybe it
Okay,
is.
maybe.
I think they brought it back for a while, and then they lost it again.
I'm sorry if I filled all of those Zima lovers out there with hope. I
There is
apologize.
a running gag about Zima in Marvel's Agents of Shield.
Well, what they really need to do is, you know, produce the origin story of Zima,
Zima?
and so that it will be, you know, and give it a new cast, and so it will be refreshed for the modern take, and it will have a renewed popularity, and everyone will be like, yeah, I've been drinking Zima for the past 40 years, even though I'm only 23. So
I'm
You
going
know,
to
a
tell you
previous life.
a fact that I like about why White Claw and all of them are malt beverages, which is because they're not taxed as liquor. And so it's better they're like cheap because they're malt beverages, because there's like different tax levels.
Ah, interesting.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
So that's why they've all got that slightly weird taste.
Like how
like-
in the UK Jaffa cakes are taxed as cakes and not cookies, and they had to
really?
go. They had to go to court over it, and to prove that Jaffa cakes are not cookies, or as they would call them, biscuits or a lorry, I believe they call it in
Too many
England.
carbs, Pio.
They made one the size of a cake. It's like, no, it's really a cake. We just make them real small, and they taxes, innovation, and legality.
Yeah, in some states, Kit Kats are taxed as cookies instead of candy because of the wafer content.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be fun. We should.
because of the flour.
Yeah,
I want to
let's
look
just
more into the tax rules.
yeah, let's just talk about taxes for the rest of the show. Anyone? All right, so
Because
we-
that's what they
fun with-
tune in for.
yeah,
Tax rules about food.
taxes.
Didn't even know that they were waiting for the tax segment. And now they're like, yes,
All right, AJ, get us out of our tax law corner.
technically correct.
Ooh, nice.
Do you want to talk about
Please.
Twix and being cookies too? Because that's a thing.
Oh, it might have been Twix, not Kit Kat.
Yeah.
But it could also be both because they have. No, it's probably Twix.
I think the Twix thing was a question in quiz recently, so I'm sure that's
If
why
it
we're
was
both
the
thinking about
Halloween
it.
quiz, then yes.
There it is. That it was the
Yeah.
Halloween quiz. We're now
Yeah.
we're all linked up. We're synced up. We're all good.
Yeah, we are.
Vibrating on the same wavelengths to psych each other out on the last question.
Next time we bring Twix and apple cores.
I
No,
don't eat
the
that.
apple
I don't
core, no
eat Twix
apple core.
either.
Apple Core, who's your friend? All right, our final question of the evening. Just to hammer home Nicole's point from earlier, the Golden Girls theme begins, "Thank you for being a friend." Traveled down the road and what?
Naaim, We can't do it because
Yep.
it's the answer.
The answer. I know. I was ready to go too. And I was like,
You know what else?
I mean, we
could
could say your heart is true and you're a paladin
Yeah.
confidant.
Yeah. And if you threw a party. No?
I'm actually out. I'm out. I tapped out at your paladin confidant.
Invited everyone you knew.
Thank you.
You would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card
attached would say
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
thank you,
we're back.
Ariana
We're back.
Grande.
We did it.
I still don't know what the theme is. Is it really all like Ariana Grande lyrics?
No, it's thank you. Thank you is in a lot. Is in.
I was just thank you.
A big chunk of, if not all of the questions.
Okay, it's not okay. All right. Okay. Well, all right. I'm glad I figured it out. Finally.
Because we also learned how to say thank you in Korean.
It's true.
We did.
It's been a journey, hasn't it, friends?
I want to learn all of the Golden Girls theme song lyrics in Korean just so that we could, say we did.
Oh, this is our Thanksgiving show.
Yeah. And then the next time I go have some bibimbap, I'll sing it to people, and maybe they will or not understand what I'm saying because I have no idea if Koreans run the Korean restaurants here.
But if they do get it, they'll be delighted.
Absolutely
Probably.
delighted.
So this is travel down the road and round the bend, right?
Round the bend.
Round
the
bend.
That's it. That's right. Have a Zima.
Go back to 1994, get yourself a Zima, and sit down with the Golden Girls.
I think I could just go back to 2018 and get a Zima. I think it's they did bring it back recently.
Get like the Golden Girls in original.
That's true.
Premieres.
That's true. If I'm going back to 1994, then I'm probably having a Crystal Pepsi. Come on.
Oh,
Crystal
man, I missed that. I loved that.
Never had it.
Golden
You're
Girls
too
was a
young.
good show. A lot of good messages in that show, I think.
After you get past the
they
first
were-
couple of seasons, then it becomes really good. The first couple of seasons were a little bit racist.
Oh, really?
A little bit.
Yeah, we had a Golden Girls
That'll
theme
happen.
quiz. A couple of years ago. So I watched the whole thing from beginning to end, and there were some cringy episodes in the first couple of seasons, but then they sort of evened out, and it's like, it doesn't really do to make them all, afraid of their gardener. So
Oh.
yeah.
I
was like-
hosted the Golden Girls theme quiz in West Hollywood right before a drag show.
I did.
Festive.
Yeah, it was. How was it? How'd it go over? Was it
Yeah,
great?
it was good. Yeah, the
Awesome.
fans were the fans.
It's
Awesome.
like in the first
Yeah.
2 seasons of Parks and Rec, Leslie Knope is like a little bit racist. Like she keeps asking Tom if he's Syrian. It's like that just doesn't track with the rest of her character for the show.
The first season of Parks and Rec is a wash entirely. It's a
Yeah,
whole
I
thing.
just happened to be rewatching all of it this time, and I was like, I usually skip season 1, but I didn't. But it's even in season 2, like in the Stakeout episode, she says it again, and it's like rough. It's rough.
People evolve.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
ditching-
the Golden Girls and the Golden Girls evolved. Like I said, they start out being very much Reagan era, and then by the end of the series, they're way ahead of their
Full-on
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Even
Betty
at
White
their
is a
age.
treasure.
Even
Yeah.
at their age, they got.
Yeah, that's points all around for back again. All right, now panel, sing it.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
a
a friend. Do, 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 do.
Travel
Travel
down
down the road and back.
Back again. Chris,
Okay,
you know you
You're
can't
my
sing
heart-
and think on Zoom.
My heart is true.
Yes.
You're a pal and a confidant.
Mhm. I love. There's a guy that
Someone please auto-tune Pio. Thanks.
There's a famous video. I don't remember who it's by, but maybe you guys have seen it, where the guy is like ad-libbing to the Golden Girls theme song. Like it comes on. I'll send it to you later. But it's like, and if you threw a party, and if you threw a party. He's doing that. It's really
I've
good.
seen that. I think I've seen that. It is highly enjoyable. We all deserve a smile.
Yeah.
We all need to learn the second verse for next time, I think, because I'm pretty sure there is one.
Yeah.
I know
So,
I know all the verses to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song, but
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, take this knowledge to your Thanksgiving festivities this weekend or next week. If you do Friendsgiving, I hear sometimes it happens early. So bring your Golden Girls knowledge forth
And
into the
speaking
world.
of Friendsgiving, our Friendsgiving quiz is this Friday.
Okay. Wrap it up, folks. My mom's got to go to bed.
Okay. That's all our questions. Next week we won't be here because we're gonna go do things for Thanksgiving, but we'll see you after that. We do have one thing for you to vote on. Tonight's winner, AJ, is gonna pop up a poll, and you can choose the panelist who you thought did the best job by whatever criteria you prefer. Maybe it was not peddling conspiracies about eating apple cores. Maybe it was the great sing-alongs, whatever you prefer. Before then, there is at least one quantifiable measurement available to us. AJ, who scored highest during the technically incorrect round?
Scoring highest in the technically incorrect round this evening was actually a tie between Lea and Pio.
Yay.
High five.
Let's do like a Bartles and James. Let's have a Bartles and James.
This way. This way. I'm having trouble with mirror image here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Bartles.
cheers, Bartles and James.
Because we've been pounding them for
I
like the whole
know.
day. That's why we're having trouble here and there.
Yeah, well, there you go. You can vote for a winner however you like, but either way, we're going to find out who is right after one little break. See you back. Okay, audience, remember that the fun doesn't stop when we reveal our winner. You can see everything else we're up to at geekswhodrink.com and by following us on Facebook, Twitter, the Gram, and YouTube. Like us, subscribe us. You know what to do. Without further ado, AJ, who is tonight's winner?
Tonight's winner with 42% of the vote is Jon Pio.
Theo.
I'm going to use this moment to say, yes, you can still buy Bartles and James. It only appears to be in 4 flavors now, as opposed to the 60. Go to the website to find out more. Technically correct, sponsored by Bartles and James.
That might be a sponsorship we could get.
Yeah, that might
Now
actually
Does,
work.
does Bartles and James have a flavor that's apple, the core of the apple, not the whole apple? Just the core?
That's exactly our demographic.
core.
You know, if you put an apple core in any of their drinks, it does become that flavor. So
Fair enough.
I would try apple core that way.
you're
Well-
wasting tons of apples, everyone.
I think we're at the end of the road. Thanks for watching as always. And we're thankful too for all these thank you questions. Next week, we'll be taking time off to figure out what else we're thankful for. But come back in 2 weeks to find out if Pio is still technically correct. And by Bartles and James.
Technically Correct was filmed in front of a live internet audience.